Big announcement, y'all. We got a boat. It's a 1648 Grizzly Tracker, 2017. It's got a modified V hull. It's gonna be the winter project. Rigging this thing out. Get it ready to do some shallow water marsh fishing. Came with some marine batteries, a little 10 horsepower electric motor. Some seats. Sweet, man. Got big plans for this little boy. Jill's already going to work.
Taking out whatever board that this was used for. It was used for the batteries, I think. This guy was rigged up with like 8 batteries, so we don't need that.
5 legs, and he'll come out with us on our first voyage. Did you like that? You wanna go out on the seas? Go hit the river? It's gonna Alright, we got our 14 by 10 Seaflow hatch. Let's try it out. Should fit. Oh yeah, like a glove. Look at that. Give us nice access. What is going on, you all? Abel Frost with First Tide. I got Jillian with me. We're out here braving the cold, breaking in the engine on our John boat. We got a 30 horsepower Kohatsu, and this engine is brand new. So yeah, finally finished up the boat. I'm sure I'll show you all exactly what I did to it over the winter. But yeah, we're out breaking it in. We got 2 rods with us. We might take a couple of casts. But yeah, scouting, going at less than half throttle for 2 hours right now. And then we'll bump up to less than 3/4 throttle for another time period, and then 3/4 throttle for another time period. Anyways, if we stop and start fishing, I will film some of that too. But super pumped, breaking in the boat, and yeah, it's a fun time. All right, go ahead and open her up. If this was one of you lovely viewers, thank you so much.
Or if it was our neighbor.
If it was somebody we don't know, you are a creep. Here we go. We're going out. Motor break-in day number 2. Leaving out of Wallace's tackle, the community launch that's here. Yeah, sunnier today. A little bit less windy, but we'll see. We're going to be doing 30 minutes of less than 3/4 throttle. We're finishing out that stage, and then we'll be doing 7 hours of 3/4 throttle with a full throttle run every 10 minutes for 2 minutes. So, fun stuff. What is going on, y'all? I want to take a second, go through everything that I did with our boat over the winter time. So yeah, let's jump in and I'll show you all exactly what I did. So what I did was I added a 12-volt battery, and this powers all of my accessories and my trolling motor. So the battery that I'm using for my accessories is a LiTime 12-volt 100 amp hour lithium battery. And that was actually sent to me for free by LiTime. So I actually use a LiTime battery in my Kayak. It's a little like 12-volt 15 amp. And yeah, I can say that it actually worked pretty darn well. But we're in the testing phase. I told them I would give them a review of this battery. And just a disclaimer, it is made in China. So depending on how you feel about that, just be aware of that if you're looking to buy one. How I set this up is I've got 2 breakers. One goes for my accessories, one goes to my trolling motor. The one to my accessories is a switchable rated breaker, just meaning that you can cycle it on and off and not damage the function of the breaker at all. The trolling motor one is non-switchable, and I leave that one tripped or flipped at all times. So my power comes from the battery, out there, runs down the gunnel, to the back, and into this bench. I cut out a little bit of foam and installed this switch panel. I made this myself. A lot of these parts are from Tiny Boat Nation. Shout out to those guys, they made it pretty simple. And then I added 2 bilge pump switches. I lost a little bit of foam by installing this, but I gained 2 800-gallon bilge pumps. So I feel like that makes up for the safety aspect. But back here, we have our designated starter battery. I don't even have the bilge pumps running off of this. All of my accessories, which are only stern light, bow, red and green, navigation light, depth finder, and a 12-volt outlet. Yeah, that's it. So pretty basic setup. For our trolling motor, we've got a Minn Kota Riptide power drive. This is a 55-pound 12-volt trolling motor. It came with the micro remote, so it does spot lock, track, and yeah, just basic trolling motor stuff. This is also the first time I've ever used a spot lock trolling motor, and it is a game changer. But yeah, depth finder, kept it pretty simple, just a 5-inch Lowrance Eagle. I am a big fan of Lowrance's stuff. Run it on my Kayak, Jill's Kayak, my previous boat. I'm just familiar with it, so I wanted to stick with it. And the transducer I went with was the split shot. You can see I don't want to drill any holes into the transom, especially below the water line. So I actually bonded this little piece of cutting board and just mounted our split shot transducer off of that. Anyways, back to the bilge kind of area. We have our designated starter battery. We have a dry box with our safety equipment in it, and we have a 6-gallon fuel tank. Then down here, they might be kind of hard to see, but I've got 2 float switches and 2 bilge pumps that run completely separate from each other. And then of course the outflow hoses are just fastened off of the back here. Now, the engine. Shout out to Lancet Marine. They mounted this a couple weeks ago, and this is a 30 horsepower Tohatsu. It has the upgraded tiller handle, and that just comes with key start, kill switch, a more forward located shifter for forward, neutral, reverse, and power trim and tilt on the tiller and on the back side of the engine. So yeah, again, we're in the break-in stage with this engine, but this thing's an absolute tank so far. Runs super quiet. It's actually pretty light for the size, or it's actually pretty light for the horsepower range. I think it only weighs like 130 pounds, which for a 30 horsepower engine, that's lighter. And the gear ratio, from what I read online too, 17:1, is slightly better output than Yamaha and Mercury. But also, fun fact, I didn't know this, but Tohatsu actually makes Mercuries up to 60 horsepower. Yeah, all that stuff is made by Tohatsu. So, anywho, yeah, I mean, it's pretty bare bones. I'm trying to think of what else I did. Of course, I added a little tachometer to the engine. Anyways, yeah, man, this is the setup. We're probably, once it starts getting hotter out, we're probably gonna put some C-deck down because this is aluminum. It will get very hot. But yeah, I'm super excited. This should let us reach some different type of spots, get a little bit farther out. And yeah, looking to do a lot of fun stuff with this thing. This thing's also a tank, man, like all welded. It just looks clean. Yeah, very, very excited to start fishing this thing.
Yeah. I think we've got the feline approval. Yeah, that's right. Yep, that's exactly what I was looking at too. Yep, that bilge area needs a bit of work.